Okay, today we're going to be going over ball screens in basketball. There will be 3 different types that we'll go over, but first we'll go over the basics. Screen in basketball is a lot like blocking in football, where you're trying to create space for your ball handler. A few basics to go over for a screen. You want to put yourself in a position to where the defender will make contact with you, or they have to go way out of their way to avoid you. It's very important that we give space in between the screen and we don't hit the defender, as that will be called an illegal or moving screen, and it's very dangerous. And then also Malachi will want to have a low and wide base. He can even stick his arms out a little bit. I think it's worth doing that until they call it, because refs rarely call it, and it's a lot harder to fight through someone who has their arms out. And he also wants to be low. If he's standing straight up, Ezra can run right through him and Malachi will end up on his butt. If he's lower, it'll be a lot easier to give us good sturdy screen. So the 3 types of screens. The first one is a traditional screen where Malachi is going to start low. He's going to come up and set a screen right on Ezra's hip and shoulder. This is a good screen because it leaves Ezra in a tough position to go over or under the screen. If he goes under the screen, William has a chance to create separation and shoot a basket or a jump shot. If he comes back, if he goes over the screen, it leaves William a chance at a driving lane, and it's a harder way for Ezra to get back. This is the most normally used screen. It's also in a tough position because Ezra has to make an instant decision like that, and it can leave the rest of the defense in a pickle if he doesn't communicate what he's doing. So that's the first screen. The second screen, Malachi is going to come up and set a screen on the lower half of Ezra's hip and shoulder. This screen is really designed for a ball handler who is really a great driver and getting to the hoop and not so great as a shooter. The reason we do this is because it forces Ezra to go over the screen and leaves William a better chance at a driving angle. Oftentimes with a ball handler that's not a great shooter, Ezra's coach will tell him to always go under the screens, but if he does that, William has so much space because Ezra has such a wider way to go that he's going to create separation anyways, and we'll have a pretty good chance at getting to the rim. So that's the second screen that's more built for drivers because it's harder for Ezra to get back and protect the hoop. And then the third screen that we're going to do, Malachi is going to set a screen on the higher part of Ezra's hip. This is more designed for shooting ball handlers. The reason we do this is Ezra's going to have a lot easier time going under the screen because he just has one step to get under, and this creates a bigger space for our shooter to get a jump shot off. And then on the flip side, if William's a great shooter, Ezra's coach is going to tell him to go over the screen to not give him that space. And if he goes over the screen, again, it's a long ways to go, and William will have an easy route to the basket most times. There will likely be another defender on that side who will be the screener's defender, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So those are the 3 different types of screens we're going to do, and then you 3 are going to demonstrate what each of these do. So Ezra's going to be the first screener. He's going to set a normal ball screen on William. Good. Malachi's going to go for a layup. This one, William's going to set a screen on Malachi's lower hip. That's designed for more of a driver like Ezra. So William's going to come. It's going to force Malachi to go over the screen. Ezra's going to go in for the layup and make the shot.
Yeah!
And then the last one, since William's more of a shooter, Malachi's going to set a screen on the top half, so Ezra's going to go under. And William's going to have a chance at a jump shot. So those are the 3 different types of ball screens that we do. And based on what type of personnel you have on your team, it can be really effective using the different types.